What's up mariners, this is Abhilash Thakur and welcome to Sailor's Guide. We are going to take one step ahead with the knowledge of ROR, and now we are going to start with rule number 9, that is narrow channels. Well, this particular rule will apply in narrow channels. Narrow channels you will find in between the islands, or maybe when you are approaching the port in the pilotage. You will find the buoy system is in place and you have to follow that, and there are certain rules in the narrow channels. So I'm going to explain part by part. So we're going to start with the part A. Okay, so let's start. So a vessel proceeding along the course of a narrow channel or fairway shall keep as near to the outer limit of the channel or fairway which lies on her starboard side. This is the main part, as is safe and practicable. So basically you have to go in the narrow channels on the starboard side. As is safe and practicable, as much as it is safe for you, you have to follow to the starboard side. You need to keep your vessel on the starboard side of the channel. Well, it will help in one thing, that while you are in the narrow channels, let's say your vessel is here on the starboard side, another vessel is coming which will keep on her starboard side, as the starboard side on this side, so it will keep on this side and you will keep on this side. It will avoid the head-on situation. If you are in the midway of the channel, then most often you will face the head-on situation. Then you will be altering course all the time to avoid the situation. So that is what they are saying, keep it on your starboard side. It's very simple. Let's jump. So we are going to start with the part B. Well, basically what they are saying, that the vessel who's following a narrow passage, let's say they are buoys, a vessel has to follow, we have to keep it on the starboard side, so I'll make it here. Alright, so basically we have to follow on the starboard side. Also the important thing is, if you're following a narrow channel, you are safely navigating into it. You can only safely navigate in this channel only. If you go outside this channel, you may run aground. So the safe passage is this for you, only this narrow channel, a fairway. Okay. If there are smaller vessels which has less drafts, they can go outside the channel because there is less depth, but for this vessel it is problematic because the draft is more. But for the vessel who are smaller, they can go or navigate outside the channel also. So these vessels, or sailing vessel you might say, or smaller vessel which has less than 20 meters in length, here which we have mentioned, those vessels shall not impede the passage of this vessel, who can only navigate in this channel. If she goes out, she will run aground. Okay. So these vessels which are smaller shall not come inside the channel and impede the passage of this vessel. Otherwise it will be problem, because for saving these small vessels, this will obviously take action and they might go outside the channel and run aground. So these small vessels, less than 20 meters in length, sailing vessels, shall not impede the passage of the vessel who can only navigate in narrow channels. Another thing is, in the part C, there is the same wording like this only, but they have mentioned fishing vessels. So additionally what they have told, that a vessel who is following a safe passage in narrow channel, a fishing vessel shall not impede the passage of this vessel. It's not like a fishing vessel is coming inside the channel and they are doing fishing here, or maybe they are navigating, something like that. Okay, but this is a big problem because for this vessel there is no room to navigate. So that is why fishing vessels 20 meters in length, less than 20 meters in length, and also a vessel who's a sailing vessel, these vessels shall not impede the passage. Okay, that is what they're saying in part B. In part C, fishing vessels. Alright, let's jump on to the D part. Okay guys, so D part is all about the situation of crossing in narrow channels. They're basically saying a vessel shall not cross a narrow channel or fairway. So basically, if someone is navigating in a narrow channel, another vessel shall not cross it, because if it is impeding the safe passage, let's say if there is no vessel, then this vessel can cross. It's not like you cannot cross, you can cross, only the condition is that you should not impede the passage of this vessel. So another thing is, they are saying that the later vessel, what is later vessel? They're talking about this vessel who is following a safe passage. If a later vessel also can use the sound signal in rule number 34D, which I will explain later on. If in doubt as to intentions of the crossing vessel. Let's say there is another vessel which is trying to cross and you are following. Let's say this is your own vessel and another vessel is there which is trying to cross the narrow channel, and it may also impede your safe passage. So what you can do, you can sound the signals to let him know that what you are doing, you are not clear of her intentions, what she is trying to do or what she is trying to achieve. You have to give a signal which is in rule number 34D if there is any doubt with you, if you are not clear with the intentions of this vessel. Yeah. So what is that signal? That signal is given in rule number 34D. That signal is rapid 5 short blast. Okay, a dots is for short blast, hyphens, or you can say this one, these dashes are for prolonged blasts. Okay, but we use 5 short blasts, which is the rapid one. You can just give a short blast, bam 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 bam, 5 times rapidly or more if you are not clear of the intentions of the crossing vessel. So basically, if you are in any doubt that you are not clear of her intentions, what she is trying to do, if she is trying to crossing, that can develop a close quarter situation, you sound this signal. This is very important. Okay, so this is all about the D part. Let's jump on to the next part. Alright guys, so we have reached up to the E part now. As you know, we have covered in the D part about the situation, crossing situation in the narrow channels. This part explains the overtaking situation when you are navigating in the narrow channels. So basically what they are saying, as you know, in the narrow channels there is less width of the navigable sea room. You're following on the starboard side and there might be another vessel. Your speed is more and you want to overtake this one. Yeah. So what you have to do is that you need to give a signal. Let's say this is your vessel, own vessel, and this is the target vessel. Let's say this is considered as D, the target vessel. Now own vessel will give signal to the vessel which has been overtaken. This vessel is overtaking, so will give a signal. She will ask for the permission. Either she can overtake or no. And in answer, this vessel also give a sound signal if she agrees that she can take the action, if she agrees that she can overtake her. And if there is any doubt or disagreement, she also has to give a signal for that. So there are different signals for it. So let's discuss. This part is only the theoretical part, you can go through it. I will just give you the brief. So basically what they're saying, if you're overtaking, you need to give the signal to this vessel that you are overtaking. You have to ask for the permission and wait for the answer. And this vessel will also give you the answer for the affirmation or for the disagreement. Okay. So that is what the situation is for the E part. Also it covers up if this part of the rule of 9 will not relieve the duty of the overtaking vessel as per rule number 13. So rule number 13 is overtaking, which we will discuss when we will be covering up the rule number 13. As per rule number 13, it is a duty of the overtaking vessel to keep clear of the vessel which is being overtaken. So that rules also applies here. Okay, she has to see that she can pass safely from this vessel, but she has to ask for the permission. That is what the additional part here. Okay, so what are the signals? Let's say that you are a vessel in a narrow channel. You want to overtake this vessel from the starboard side. Okay, for that is 2 prolonged blast and 1 short blast, which is also known as golf. If there is Morse signal you already know. You might be knowing that we give signals with the light for different alphabet. Golf means G. Okay, and for the vessel, if she is overtaking from the port side, she has to give 2 prolonged, 2 shorts. As I told you earlier, for the dashes it is prolonged blast, for the small dots short blast. Okay, so here 2 prolonged, 1 short. Here we add 1 more short for the port side. Okay, Now, overtaking vessel will give signal either of this one as per the situation. Now the overtaken vessel will also give the signal, this vessel. For agreeing to the situation, she will give Charlie. Charlie means yes. Also the flag also says, the Charlie flag also means affirmation. Okay, that is also the same signal here. One prolong, one short, one prolong, one short. This is what Charlie as per the Morse code. Okay, this one is Zulu. Zulu is Z. Okay, so Golf, Zulu, if affirmation, overtaken vessel will give the Charlie signal. That is also known as affirmation in the flags also. Okay, this is what you give. If there is a disagreement or if any doubt about the situation, this vessel will give 5 short blast. Okay, 5 short blast if not agreeing to the situation. If agreeing, then Charlie. Well, we have discussed this one also in the previous D part. In a crossing situation, a vessel, if she is in doubt of the actions of the vessel which is crossing, a later vessel shall sound this signal, rapid 5 short blast. Same signal will be used here for disagreement or if any doubt. Okay, until overtaken vessel have given the affirmation signal, sound signal, this vessel will not overtake her. She will wait for the Charlie signal. That is what all about part E. So part E says in overtaking she has to take the permission by giving the sound signals which we have discussed, and for the affirmation, overtaken vessel also has to give certain signals. Okay, so this is all about the rule number 9 part E, which is not that much complicated. Obviously when you go word by word it might seems like, oh, what a big deal it is, but it is not. By the signal it's very easy. Okay, here 2 prolong, 1 short, 2 prolong, 2 shots, 5 short blast for that disagreement or any doubts, and 1 prolong, 1 short, 1 prolong, 1 short, that is the Charlie signal for the affirmation. Okay, that's how you can remember. You can make it in your notes and that picture will stay in your mind. Okay, so let's go on to the F part, which is the next one. Alright guys, so we have reached up to the part F. Well, this part explains about the sound signal which we have to give near the bend. If there is any bend in the narrow channel, you have to proceed with the caution and you have to be very careful. Let's say this is the land and there are buildings or some construction over it. You cannot see the other side for some kind of reason, and you cannot see the vessels coming from here. Okay, that might create a problem when you come near it. Alright, so you have to proceed with the caution. We give a sound signal so that the vessel which are coming from the another side, which we cannot see because of the bend, comes to know that there is a vessel which is also coming from the other side. So that is what the rule says. As per the rule number 34E, you have to give the signal. So the rule number 34E says you have to give 1 prolonged blast. Okay, only 1 prolonged blast you have to give while you are near the bend. Alright, that is what this F part says. There are a lot of words, but only this much meaning. You have to give 1 prolonged blast. Okay, 1 prolonged blast. Also, this vessel, same situation, this vessel also give 1 prolonged. Okay, so the same signal. So when you will hear the signal of another vessel also, you will come to know that this vessel is coming from the other side. And as you will also sound the 1 prolonged blast, this vessel will come to know that you are coming from the other side and they will become cautious. Okay, so that is what is all about the navigation near the bend in narrow channels. Alright, well, the next part is the G part. So in that part they are basically saying that if the circumstances of the case admit, a vessel shall avoid anchoring in a narrow channel. So basically if you are in the narrow channel, you do not anchor because it can become a big problem. In a narrow channel there is not much space, and if you anchor here for some reason, the traffic which is coming from behind may also get into trouble with you, and the vessels who are coming from here also will get trouble. So you avoid anchoring. That's what the last part of this rule says. Okay, so I think I have summed up all the parts of this rule, and this is a very simple, very simple rule, nothing to be worried about. It's just the words which might create a fear into your mind, but the meaning of those words is very simple. This, you can just remember the shorter version of it. Just remember the signals which you have to give while you're overtaking, while you're near the bend, or if there is any crossing situation, and you have to give the signal if you are in doubt of the situation. Okay, so very simple. I have explained all the sound signals and all the situation in narrow channels. Mind you, this is only for the narrow channels. If you are at open sea, these rules will not apply, and these sound signals will also not apply. Okay, so this is all about the rule number 9, guys. If you find this video helpful, please press the like button and subscribe my channel for another videos which are coming ahead, and share this video to your friends so that they can also be clear about their ROR, because this is very important as you have to become a deck officer. The clarity of ROR should be in your mind, and so that you can implement it out at sea, so there are no doubts. Okay, so we will meet in the next video. This is Abhilash Thakur signing off.